anyways, I do think this shoe does have some room for improvement, but it is kind of sad how, like, for example, 2016 pair, it was hitting for 300 bucks off the bat. Yo, today we're gonna be discussing are the white cement 4 is gonna be a good hold or sell. Pretty much I'm gonna do unboxing and kind of, you know, talk about the shoe, stuff like that. It's actually hit this on Sneakers app and I'm just now opening up, so yeah, it's been laying on the ground, that's why there's so much hair on it. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, pretty much they're really low right now and people are pretty much panic selling, and you know, they're going for around retail after taxes. It raised like $10. It was like $230 on the military blues, I remember, and now it's like $240 after taxes, so that's pretty crazy. But let me know if I'm wrong on that. I think it raised, because I swear whenever I caught the military blues like a year ago, which was crazy time to be flying like that, yeah, I remember it was like $240 at the register. Now it's like, well, no, like $230 or something like that, like $230, I don't know, like $233 or something like that. Now it's like $240, so that's kind of insane. But that's like really expensive, honestly, for a Jordan 4, I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, Jordan 4s usually go for a lot of money on the resale market, but like retail-wise, it's pretty expensive. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's always been around 200 bucks, but I think it has. But anyways, drop a like, drop a sub, hit the notification bell for me at this part of this video, already a minute in. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna do the unboxing and kind of go over market and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and unbox these. Boom, got a size 12, which I did hit. Honestly, it was a very easy hit on the Sneakers app. I went in for my personal size 12.5. But I did not hit them. But let's go ahead and do it like a quick, I already did a review on this pair, but let's do like a quick little walkthrough over the shoe before, you know what I'm saying, I start talking about stuff. Boom. First thing I noticed is the speckles go crazy on this pair. Apparently it's supposed to resemble the 1989 version the most. But bro, the speckles I feel like go crazy on this pair compared to the other pairs I have. Maybe I'm wrong, but look at that. The speckles are going kind of nuts. There's like hella black dots. Like, I don't know, it looks hella good. But it's a super clean personal. People are complaining, saying that their pairs smell like chemicals, which honestly, I love the Jordan 4 smell. I mean, it does smell like chemicals, but I think I love it. I think a lot of people love it too, but I saw a few people complain about that in one of my comment sections. But anyways though, Nike Air hang tag, really clean pair. If you want to see like a full in-depth review where I talk about other like details, there's not really no hidden details. This isn't like a collab, unique shoe, just a Jordan 4 white cement. This is a classic colorway that people like. It's all white, it's easy to wear, you know what I'm saying? I can literally wear what I have today, but I'd have to, you know, switch out the black t-shirt with something white or something, you know what I'm saying? Because I already got the gray shorts, so, you know what I'm saying? I was really talking about how the shoe would go good with the gray shorts, and as you can see, I don't know if y'all can see, but you know, y'all can't not see, but yeah, I have gray sweat shorts on, and it looked really clean with these, but let me get out the other pair real quick. People were also complaining about the box. I feel like they should change up the box, but I feel like if you're gonna use this box, like they use this box on the military blue 4s and the bread, what's slightly different on the bread cement, on the, not the bread cement, the bread reimagined, it's like slightly different, like the box top is the cement and the bottom's black, but I think it makes the most sense to have this shoe with the cement, you know what I'm saying, because it's literally a white cement, this has the black speckles, it's literally like a white cement, you know what I'm saying, so I think it makes the most sense for this shoe to be in this box, not gonna lie, compared to like the military blues, which are in the same box and they look, you know, they're blue shoe. But anyways though, I think this shoe does have some room to improve. Everyone's panic selling these right now, which makes sense. You know, I understand you don't want to have like $240 tied into each pair, but you know, people are buying them up, store owners, people that know that they can move these for premium price like $300. People are gonna, you know, buy these up. You can still move these locally for around, you know, $280, you know, because on the apps, you know, you're pretty much paying like $300 after taxes and fees. So if you can get it from someone locally for $270, and then also you can get them the same day instead of waiting 2 weeks from StockX, if you want to, you know, have them earlier, or like, you know, not wait 2 weeks in around for your pair, then yeah, I buy them locally, you know, support a local, you know what I'm saying, reseller business. You know, I know people don't like resellers, but I mean, if they're sold out in the stores, I mean, you kind of have to go get it from someone else. I mean, I don't see the big problem with that. Also, if you're getting it for $270, that's only 30 bucks over retail, so honestly, very solid price for this shoe. You know, we're lucky that it wasn't super limited, and there'd be like a $350 shoe off the bat, which would be pretty pricey. Like the blacks, what are they called? The black metallic reimagines. I have 3 pairs of those right now. Those are almost hitting $500. On StockX, I think they're going for like $450, $470. I don't want to get too off track, but that shoe is going crazy. I think that shoe, I don't know why it's going for so much more money, because this pair, they dropped similar amount of pairs, like maybe like 20K more on Sneakers app. So that's just not that much, because I think there's more to me. I think this is a better shoe, and yeah, so it's Jordan 4 too, which I like Jordan 4s better than 5s. So I thought most people could agree with me, but for some reason the 5s are going crazy. Right now I'm looking at the market on the 4s, and they're at like 250. The size 12 right now is going for 256. Last sale was 266, so like 260. So yeah, there's been some high sales for like 280 though. I think the highest sales recently has been like 280 in a size 12. which size 12 is a good size. But honestly, like if y'all want, because I want to answer the question most people probably clicked on this video for, well, I'm kind of like going over other topics that kind of relate to this. But whenever the 2016s came out, I checked StockX. I remember when those came out because that was the first Jordan 4 I actually got was these during 2016. But anyways though, they were going for $300 off the bat. I see that they're going for like $330 off the bat. If you go on StockX, you can scroll down, you can see like the stock market of like, it's like the stock market for sneakers, like how much the shoe is going for each day. I like how StockX keeps a track of that stuff. But anyways though, yeah, they're going for $330 off the bat, but that's just because the last time they came out from, well, I guess you're waiting like 4 years. I think they came out in 2012. Let me check real quick. Yeah, they came out in 2012, then 4 years later they dropped 2016. So I don't know what it was. I think 2016 was like a, I don't know if they dropped less pairs. I think that's mainly what it was. They probably dropped a little bit less pairs, but I don't know. They didn't drop like crazy amount of pairs of these, like how they did like the military blues. Like they didn't drop like 1 million pairs. They probably dropped like 500,000 pairs, which is still a lot. But anyways, they might have dropped 1 million pairs honestly between like through all the countries. But I'm talking about just in the US, probably like 500,000. I don't really know. I don't really know the exact. All I know is on the sneakers app, like they dropped 60K pairs. I showed stock numbers, I'm pretty sure, in one of my videos. I could be wrong, but if I find it, I'll pop it on the screen. But I think the shoe has room for improvement. People are hoping for like a lot of people are holding this pair right now because everyone's getting advice that they're gonna go up Christmas or back to school, which I could see that happening. But honestly, you can't just expect back to school to come around and they'll just jump up like hella money. I think they'll go up like $30 in GS. I think they'll probably be like selling for $200, which is like only $30 over retail. So it's just not that much. It's like brick flip profit for the GS. I actually have one GS that I'm just gonna hold because I mean, it's not, I only have one pair. It makes sense like to hold like maybe like 50 pairs, and then you like 50 times 30, you'd actually make like $1,500 or something like that profit. So that would kind of make sense. Let me double check myself real quick. Yeah, people are doing that. People are buying like maybe like 102 pairs of the GS and like size 7Y, which is a good size, and they're gonna hold them because they know they can make a few grand on it. Like whenever back to school comes, if they're selling, especially store owners, people know that you can move it for a premium price in the malls. You know what I'm saying? Then yeah, you can make some money, but also you can still move them for premium price to clients. If you have clients, you don't have to own a store, obviously, but stores be waxing in the malls. But anyways, I do think this shoe does have some room for improvement, but it is kind of sad how, like, for example, 2016 pair, it was hitting for $300 off the bat. This pair is like not even at $300. It was actually like $350 off the bat, like $330. So that was in 2016. Maybe just because in 2016, like sneakers, I feel like there's more hype for sneakers then. I could be wrong. There's still a lot of hype, but I think it was more like premium time for sneakers, not gonna lie. And then yeah, which is kind of sad, but this is kind of facts. I feel like more people, maybe just, I don't know, I think that's true, honestly. Anyways though, also now they've already came out. This is like the 5th or 6th time that they've came out, so I think people are a little bit watered down on them. Only the OG sneakerheads are buying these, and how many OG sneakerheads can there be? There obviously is a lot, but come on now, people, there's a lot of new sneakerheads that don't really know much about this shoe, that just like it because it looks good. So yeah, anyways though, really clean pair. I think that they do have some room for improvement. I do think this shoe will be a $300 shoe one day. If it doesn't hit it, I could see it maybe hitting it by this Christmas for sure. I think it will be $300, but we'll just have to see. I can't confirm that with the sneaker market. It's so weird lately. The sneaker market's pretty much determined by people on StockX who, so it's just kind of like weird, what I'm saying? Because a shoe should like, some shoes should go for more, some shoes should go for less, but people are just selling it for whatever price people are agreeing for on StockX. Like, it just kind of like, it's kind of weird. Like, it's just kind of weird. It's kind of confusing, but it's not really at the same time. But I do think this shoe is a good hold, but also if you could just sell it, quick flip it for make like, $50, if you can get like a good premium sale, I would do that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not really too crazy on holding them, but I do think this is a good hold. A lot of people do believe in this hold, but I don't know. Holding sneakers is just not it right now. The only shoe that was a good hold lately was the Brick by Bricks, and no one really could get more than 2 pairs of those unless you're like lucky and you probably paid really high if you got more than 2 pairs, because you'd have to hit for like retail. And how many people really hit the Brick by Bricks for retail? I mean, I hit them for retail, but I only got 1 pair. So what I'm saying, yeah. Anyways though, also go check out my video of me selling the Brick by Bricks. You want to see me selling them in person to some random person. So yes, go watch that video. Stay tuned for more fire videos. I don't want to ramble too long. This video's already been 10 minutes long, but yeah, super dope shoe. We'll show you all a little up close to these. I do think they have room for improvement, but if you could just sell and make some profit now. I think a lot of people have been returning them too, which is kind of, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm not going to return my pairs because I know it's a good hold. I know that they will eventually be $300 plus shoe, which isn't the craziest hold, but I just, you know, I'd rather, you know, not leave money on the table if I already have them. You know, I kind of feel silly if I return them and then I look at them like near Christmas and they're like 320. I'd be like, dang, I mean, could have held them. You know, it's kind of like a little stock, make like 80 bucks, but not as good as stocks. But yeah, anyways, I was actually watching a sneaker YouTuber that I used to watch, and he was talking about like how you should, you know, instead of buying so many kicks, put that money in the stocks, which is kind of smart. I think it was, what's his name? Forget. Sneaker Life. Yeah, Sneaker Life. So yeah, shout out him. But anyways, we're gonna end off the video here. Drop a like, drop a sub, hit the notification bell. Stay tuned for more fire videos. I got them on the way. I just built this PC, so if you're into PCs, not just sneakers, I've been trying to explore into different content stuff besides the sneakers, because I don't want to be like trapped in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? I want to do other things I'm interested in. But yeah, stay tuned for more fire videos. Peace.